gracious me!
What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to the Road to Glory. This is I think this is the most gameplay I've ever put into one episode, and I've left a lot out, and in fact I think I'll either put it into tomorrow's episode, or I'll just sort of drop it into one day that I don't have an awful lot to do. But today we'll have a couple of packs at the end of the episode, but for the majority of this, we're going to talk about the gameplay. I may or may not touch on a personal issue which I've not disclosed to anyone on YouTube ever before, but it's something that I sort of live with, and I'm used to it, but something that you might... I don't know. I don't want to tell you guys for added recognition or added, oh wow, fair play to him, but I think it might be something I might want to drop in there. But either way, we'll get into the comments first, because there's a lot of Rivaldo-related comments. Rivaldo is trash, why not get George Best? I would 100% much prefer, if that even is English, to get George Best over Rivaldo, without a shadow of a doubt. However, we've already basically completed Rivaldo now. We need to submit the icon, which we're not too far away from getting. But yeah, the point of getting Rivaldo was that it was cheap to do. Apart from the icon, it was very cheap to do. It's the cheapest icon that requires an icon, if that makes sense, to do. We get some decent packs back for it. He's not great. He's decent. He's not great by any stretch of the imagination. I actually prefer Mahrez, but it's an icon that we can then play with for a little while and then submit into another SBC. So George Best is actually a player that I would love to get. I don't know how long George Best has left, but there would have been a way for me to do George Best's SBC, but it would have meant giving up Bergkamp. I have a plan for Bergkamp, but I'll talk about that in tomorrow's episode more in depth when we go through the last of the upgrade packs from that I did today. That'll be in tomorrow's episode, and I'll show you what I'm planning to do with the team, and I'll kind of understand, you'll kind of get why I want Rivaldo. But basically, the reason I wouldn't just go straight for George Best anyway is because then I would need to get myself a left-sided player who is left-footed that I can swap him with, because I need that. I need a left-footed player on the right, and I need a right-footed player on the left, and George Best is right-footed, so I would need to get someone on the other side, and I want to be able to get either Tevez or Ibra in the starting 11. So the opposite side kind of needs to be an icon for it to work chem-wise. Well, no, it doesn't have to, but I would like it to. But yeah, Christian Basler, I do apologise if I've mispronounced your name, says, I feel like crafting Keane would be kind of pointless. As you said, you'd rather get Shevchenko. All in, Shevchenko needs more than... Okay. So basically what he says, and he says really nice stuff at the end there, respect whatever your decision is, love the content, thank you very much, mate. Basically what he's saying is Shevchenko is essentially cheaper than Rivaldo, and I want him, so why not just do that, as crafting Keane would be pointless, blah blah blah. I get it, I definitely do get it. The whole point of me doing Keane is it's cheaper than going to buy an icon off the market, right? And then I get a load of packs back for it as well. It's cheaper than actually buying the icon, and then we can submit that to get Rivaldo. Why do I want Rivaldo over Shevchenko, even though I want Shevchenko more? It's not that really. It's now that we have Ibra and we have Tevez, is getting another striker worth it? Or should we try and utilise Tevez or Ibra and get wingers instead as icons, so we can actually use them? Because at the moment they're just super subs, and Ibra rises like a salmon to score that. If you missed the review, by the way, and you want my full in-depth opinion, that went live today. It's got insane amount of views already, which is crazy. So if you guys are interested, feel free to check that out. But yeah, I would like Shevchenko, don't get me wrong, but now that we have Ibra as well, and I actually do like him, I feel like, and Tevez as well, I just feel like getting Shevchenko would be a waste, if anything, as much as I would like him. I'm not saying I won't ever get him, because he's a very good player. I really enjoyed him when I used him. I think I've used him for about 38 games in total on my main account. I did the loan, and I went on another account and got that as well. I think I've got like 2 games remaining with him. We lost that 6-4. I had a very ropey weekend league. Very ropey. Like, I started 2-2, and I wasn't enjoying it, and I genuinely thought, that's it for me. I'm probably going to struggle. Look at this. Before we continue with that, look at the state of that. Do I go back and look at the state of it? Look at that. That's over half power. And he's literally just looped it into Goretzka. That kind of thing triggers me more than anything because I kind of feel like the game has decided that my opponent is going to score and gives him the ball. And I was so triggered by that, I just turned it off. I was like, nah, you're all right. And I quit the game. So this is my second session now. I went back in, second session of the day. Is it a second? I think it might be. No, I don't know. Yeah, it is my second session of the day. I had a little break. I went away and did some upgrades for about 45 minutes. And then I came back into it and I thought, right, now I need to play my games. I did all of these that you're watching Sunday from midnight until 6 a.m. I stayed up until 6 a.m. playing the game to try and finish in a respectable place. I was going to go for Silver 1. And the more I was playing, I kind of like, it was to the point where I thought I'm not even going to finish Silver 1 because I wasn't doing that well. I think I went, at one point, I think I was 5-5. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but I think I was 5-5 at one point, maybe 6-4, something along those lines. But I was doing very badly, and then I just found something. I don't know what it was, a mojo, shall we say. And I tell you what, right, I have this is a stress ball, and I didn't buy this, I found it, and I'm actually ruining it because I use it when I'm just editing, I just squeeze it. But having this instead of scratching my face is so much better. So I would recommend getting a stress ball to anyone who plays Foot Champs. It really does help. You literally just squeeze it as hard as you can and pull funny faces. But that kind of brings me to my personal point that I want to point out here. Now, I don't want any sympathy from anyone. I don't want anything like that. It's not that bad, really, but it does hinder me playing FIFA. Now, my left hand, right, is riddled with arthritis. I have arthritis in my knuckles on this hand. And playing games for an extensive period of time is not only against medical advice, but it hurts like hell. So holding a controller whereby it's like you've got to like wrap your hand around it, and my knuckles, they're bent in, and that hurts just doing that. So playing games in general and moving joints and things like that really hurts. Not all the time, but the longer you do it, the worse it is. So long sessions, not a good idea. But sometimes I just wake up and they're hurting, and then I've got to go play FIFA, and it's a nightmare. So the fact that I even managed to get, and I'm going to spoil it for you, but we got Gold 3, and we actually finished 14 and, I want to say 14 and 6. It might have been 14 and 7. I don't know. I can't remember which one it was. Either 14 and 6 or 14 and 7. You'll find out at the end of this episode. But I went on a mad good run, and at one point, like 3 or 4 points doing separate games, I was losing and I didn't deserve to win, and I dug deep and I found something and I managed to win the games. I think that was one of them. Correct me if I'm wrong. Were we 3-1 down in that game? For those of you who were paying attention, 3-1 down in that game. We won 4-3. I went straight into the next game against this guy, and I played 2 people in a row with that David Silva card. I don't know, it must have been like funny bus time. I don't know why you would want to do that. But look at this. I've gone to clear it and he slid in and given a foul away. But not only that, Alexandro gets himself sent off in the 5th minute, which, that for me, I was almost ready to just go, I'm going to leave. If he scores this penalty, I'm going to leave. I saved it because I could tell he was going down the middle, and then literally seconds later he manages to break through. I didn't change my formation, I didn't change shape, I didn't move players around. I just started playing and I just left the left back position vacant. He did try and abuse it as much as he could. We went 2 down in 15 minutes, and I honestly thought that was it, and I was very, very close to quitting until this happened. I got into his area right at the end here, got a bit of luck, managed the ball managed to fall to Bergkamp, and I got a goal, and I thought, you know what, I can beat this guy. I feel like I've got enough in my locker to beat him. He managed to get through the gaps in my defence to score to make it 3-1, but there was just something about this game. I knew I could win. So again, I'm digging deep, and spoiler alert, we go on to win this game. And I've never felt so good about winning a game in my life. 10 men, after 5 minutes, going 2-0 down in 15 minutes, and we come back to beat this guy who had 2 Team of the Year players, by the way. I felt really, really good about myself. 3-3 just before the hour mark. Now, that arthritis thing, by the way, it's rheumatoid arthritis of the knuckles, and I've had it for a while. Not a lot of people know about that, to be honest. It's not something I keep a secret or anything. It's just not something I go, hi, my name is, and I have, like, I don't, it's not one of those, like, it's not an opening line kind of thing. But I've had it for a while, and I've got carpal tunnel in both wrists as well. And again, that's a form of arthritis. So I'm not doing too well. Carpal tunnel has come from using the mouse, because you've got your wrist in a set place, and that can develop. But I don't know the science behind having arthritis in knuckles and whether that was self-inflicted or not. I don't know. But either way, I have it, and it's very painful to play FIFA at the best of times, let alone long sessions. So just bear that in mind. If I ever say one weekend, I've had a bad weekend, I'm going to try and use that. I'm going to use that as an excuse. No, I won't use it as an excuse unless it actually is the excuse. Use Casillas in an Ibra SBC. He is just not useful. That's got quite a few thumbs up. Mr. Chubby Cupcake says, if you don't use them, just put them in. Better than that than splashing the cash. Exactly. I kind of wanted some sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? That's a great finish from Bergkamp, by the way. I don't know. Not a reiteration. I can't think of the word. I wanted that word that I can't think of from you guys. Reaffirm? I can't think of what it is. But I wanted you to tell me that I could do it, basically. I know I could, but I wanted someone to tell me that it was a good idea to submit Toni Kroos and Casillas and Pjanic and things like that into an SBC. Because as much as I want to do it, and it's sensible to do it, and I've worked it out, and it makes perfect sense to do it, I kind of wanted someone to tell me that it was a good idea. And having people tell me in the comments, then yeah. Patrick says, can you please get George Best? I think he's unreal on the game. You said he's good yourself. Also, I'm Northern Irish, so obviously I think he's great. Well, obviously you do. But no, I do as well. Man United legend. I don't like Man United, but you've got to respect the craft. And George Best was one hell of a football player, and on the game, his card is actually brilliant. So as much as, I'll have a look, and maybe if there's enough time in it, then I might be able to do it using Rivaldo as the icon. But I'll have to wait and see, because I've got a funny feeling that's an 84 up to 88 rated requirement. But I'll have a look into it, and in tomorrow's episode I might talk about that a little bit. Yeah, and again, someone else, Mr. Sammy says, and this is proving his loyalty and viewership. He says, you said in your Shevchenko review you're not liking Rivaldo as much anymore, so why not get someone good like Shevchenko? And again, yeah, I know. Rivaldo is a stopgap at the end of the day. Someone I'm going to use for a week or two, maybe a bit longer, depending on what the cards and the money is like. Depends if we pack anyone on Thursday or from the packs from these SBCs. But Rivaldo is only going to be there for as long as I can't afford to get another. That was actually a jumping sort of back heel. I should have showed the replay of it, really, but that was a great little goal. A bit lucky, of course, but still, it looked good on the finish. But yeah, Rivaldo won't permanently be there. He will just be there until we can afford to complete something else. The reason for it was I wanted packs, and I wanted to get that icon on the board. Once that icon's on the board, it becomes increasingly easier to complete other icon SBCs, and doing it this way just makes more sense. Plus, I'm very committed into doing it now anyway. I just need the icon. So as soon as I complete Keane, get the packs for Keane, we can submit him, get an ultimate pack, and then the ball's rolling. You've always got that icon that you can submit. And yeah, and of course today they released Luis Figo, which in tomorrow's episode you'll see me react to, because today it's all backwards. This Team of the Year business, when it all went out of packs at 6 o'clock, kind of threw me a little bit. I've got no idea what tomorrow's episode is going to look like, because it was 3 hours of just random recording and packs. But yeah, they've released Luis Figo, which may or may not come into my plans. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, and top comment was, still my favourite series on YouTube. Much love from Denmark. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate that, and everyone else who thumbed that up and was very and has just supported the series along the way. We are 100 God knows episodes deep into this now, and I'm still getting crazy views and likes on every single episode, so I thank you for that. Let's get into some packs before we sign off for the day. So just to end the video, I know it's probably a shorter episode than normal, and I do have 550,000 coins. The reason I'm doing this bit now and not just showing you this pre-recorded and then maybe doing some bigger packs at the end of this episode is because it's currently 4:15, I don't have an awful lot of time left, and I haven't done as much as I wanted to do. So I'm going to just open these now. I think we have 3 2-player packs, 1 Premier League premium pack, and then a tradable 25k pack. I'll do the 2-player packs first. I'm just doing this as a way to end the episode before I sit down and really give it sort of 2 hours worth of grinding towards this icon craft, I guess. It's going to be Rabiot. This is going to be untradeable. I'm not too sure if that's a duplicate, because if it is, this is going to slow me down considerably. I'm really hoping that we don't have him already. We don't, thank you. 83 rated though, decent. Especially from a 2-player package, you just wouldn't expect anything decent from 2-player packs. You normally have to open an awful lot to get anything good. But yeah, I want to try and take advantage of it. I really want to get as much of Roy Keane done as I possibly can, if not all of it, with the sort of upgrade packs. And then, of course, we can complete Rivaldo with Keane. I really don't want to fall short and then not be able to afford to finish Keane or have to plough all my coins into it. I want to have something left over because I kind of want to go and get another icon on top of Rivaldo, and that would require selling Bergkamp. But if I have to use Bergkamp to get Rivaldo in the first place, there's going to be a problem. Now, with that being said, we do have these packs left, and then, of course, tomorrow's episode, there should be a whole host of packs. Basically, about an hour and a half worth of me doing the upgrade session, I guess. I'm probably gonna spend about 150,000 coins. I think I'm gonna go down to about 400k, and I'm gonna do as much as I possibly can with it, and I'm gonna try and get as many high-rated cards as I can. I will complete Keane if possible. And then if we can complete Keane and still have a lot left over, then I will potentially start crafting into something else. This is the Premier League pack. This is untradeable, of course. I don't think I've had anything good in one of these. Maybe possibly an Ozil or something, but we're not going to get anything good in this one, which is a shame. We are going to get Christensen, though, so 82 rated. I mean, I don't really care about the 82 and under. They're all going to go into SBCs. We get Rashford in there. No duplicates, which is decent. And then, of course, the tradable 25k. I think this is the Team of the Year challenge. There is another Team of the Year challenge, but it's just a gold pack. A very poor way to sign off on the Team of the Year stuff from EA, unless they release something at 6 today. But, of course, you already know about that. So let's open this 25k pack and hopefully pack something decent. No walkout in it, which I wasn't expecting. And we don't get a board either, unfortunately. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't want anything. Well, I said I don't want anything. I wasn't expecting anything big, but I kind of wanted a high-rated card, even if it was worth nothing, just a high-rated card to help us out. But we get one duplicate in there, but thankfully it is tradable, so I can just store that. Speaking of storing it, I'm going to go to the transfer list just a second to see how many items we actually have here. So we've got an awful lot of 83 stored up because I've been doing a little bit off camera of the upgrades. I would have showed you if I'd had anything good. It was all trash. But I opened one bronze pack just to see if my PC would allow me to do it before restarting my PC. It's a whole RAM issue. And I got one player, and then I got a free bronze pack in that pack, and then I got another player in that one as well. So we're potentially going to make 2k out of opening one bronze pack, which is decent. In fact, I've already sold a couple of things. But there it is. That is the end of today's episode. Of course, we have now re-qualified for FUT Champions on the weekend. Still can't quite believe that I managed to get Gold 3 when I was not in the right frame of mind to play it. And of course, I had a very bad start, to the point where I honestly didn't think I'd even play any of the games. I thought I'd take the hit, maybe reach Silver 1 if I really could. But as soon as I hit Silver 1, I was like, I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I stayed up really late. I've actually pushed myself back today because of it. But there it is. On Thursday, we'll have 2 player picks as normal, 2 35Ks, 150k, 30,000 coins. And hopefully EA don't just drop everything now. They've had a really good week. They've not done anything wrong or untoward. They've had a very, very good week, very successful. Hopefully they continue to give us something throughout the week to keep us entertained and interested. The viewing figures for FIFA in general on every platform, whether that be YouTube, whether that be Twitch or what have you, even Facebook Gaming, you've got much higher viewers through Team of the Year than any other point so far. Even at launch, we didn't have the viewing figures we do have now. So they need to keep that hype going for people to remain interested in the game. In my opinion, if they were to keep or maybe invent some sort of different upgrade pack that would be something decent. Not necessarily keep the upgrade packs they've got as SBCs now. Maybe that's a little bit too much. But if they were to give us some sort of extra upgrade, maybe a top 5 upgrade pack. So for instance, you've got all the leagues now, the Spanish League, the Premier League, the French League, the Italian League, the German League. Maybe that goes into one 25k pack. You still need 11 rares, but you are guaranteed a player from one of those 5 leagues. So they just mix all of the league upgrade packs into one, and just keep that in the store constantly, because the pool of players becomes big, but at least you've got a much better chance of packing something decent, all untradeable of course, than what you would have with opening just standard 25k packs, because you cut out all of the other golds, the dead golds from the other leagues and such. I don't know, it's an idea. I'd be happy to do it, to be honest, but it is what it is. If you've enjoyed this episode of The Road to Glory and you're excited for tomorrow, because tomorrow will be a pack fest, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do and how close we'll get to completing Keane and Rivaldo and things like that, and I don't know, depends how lucky we are in the packs, I guess, but tune in tomorrow to find out how we get on with that. If you have enjoyed this episode of The Road to Glory, do me a favour and smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.